So yesterday I went to go see A Brand New Day. Pretty cool movie, pretty good overall, rated a good 9 out of 10. I know some 10 out of 10 people are to be like, you animal. But no, I'm just watching the movie and I realized I despise mutants, bro. I despised a majority of mutants. I specifically appall, want to incinerate every telepath in the X-Men catalog. The only good mutants in the X-Men are Nightcrawler and like a handful I really can't name off the top of my head, but maybe Wolverine, okay? But he's getting mind controlled, he's getting manipulated every other comic, plus he stinks, okay? But no, I despise telepaths, all right? If you don't read the comics, if you don't read anything, I'm gonna tell you why I despise it, specifically in relation to Brand New Day. Now, this is spoilers, so go click off if you don't want to hear me ramble about why I despise telepaths. And it really brought into picture because this other YouTuber brought it up too. And I'm like, dang, I've always felt this way. So in the movie, right, there's like the whole thing about, body snatchers, right? Not like the thing, but body snatchers, coming around being like, oh man, I'm getting possessed. Oh, I'm getting possessed. It's Jean Grey. Okay, Jean Grey's in the movie. She's possessing people within like 33 feet. And you're probably wondering, oh my goodness, that's horrible. I mean, yeah, it's horrible. Because like, at the end of the day, they're like trying to find her sister, right? Her sister died. Let's be real, okay? But the thing is, like, they go back to a monologue of like them as like younger, but using their powers, right? And you just see them like manipulate other people and like possess their bodies, bro. And apparently it's supposed to make you sympathize, like, oh man, she lost her sister, Department of Damage Control, killed her. And it's like, yeah, it's bad that they killed her. At the same time, they were trying to use her abilities to, mind control other people. Kind of fucked up. But at the same time, it's like, you see why we despise mutants, right? Imagine you're just walking down the street, some superpowered individual that you have no idea is like, you know, he looks pretty cool. Let me possess his body real quick. It's like, what the fuck are we doing, dude? Like, the movie makes you sympathize, like, oh man, she lost her sister. They were just hanging out and playing. No, dude, you were actively violating my body in Sanctuary. She tried to do the same thing to Spider Man, all right? She tried to do the same thing to Tom Holland, Peter Parker, if you want to get specific. But no, like, she tried to, get inside his mind. It's like, what are we doing? Why are you trying to get inside my mind? It's like, oh, I know your secrets. I know your everything. You're no good. You're no better than damage control. I stand with damage control. I sympathize with damage control because she made it a big thing later on in the movie being like, you see, they have weapons just for you, just because, in the future you could lash out and go against them. Good. The same way Batman has contingency plans. Good. Why is this such a big thing? I'm watching the movie, I'm like hearing her, but I'm like, no, she's a moronic kid. Now she is a kid, right? But she's like, oh, this is evil. This is wrong. It's like, dude, if I had superpowers, right? And let's say every other weekend, right, there's like a person getting mind controlled, there's an entire city getting blown up because of like, let's say, for example, Magneto just like had a pissed off day. You would want someone to neutralize Magneto. And for the example, like if I had if I was Spider-Man, right, and I'm working for Department of Damage Control, because he technically is, right? He's swinging around, shooting webs and shit, going about his day, his friendly neighborhood, right? And let's say, for example, in the movie, he gets like super angry, his eyes go black. Department of Damage Control has every right to be like, yeah, this guy's insane. We got to put Spider-Man down. And if Spider-Man gets mad at that, oh fucking well. If you, the viewer, get mad at that, oh fucking well, dude. If you had superpowers and you needed someone to be like, hey man, I need you to put me down. All right, cool. Boom, boom. We're putting you down, dude. Let's be real, all right? It's the same reason why we have like Bruce Banner having to neutralize and like suppress the Hulk because he's like a actual threat. That's why in the comics, Hawkeye had to kill Bruce Banner himself because, like, oh man, I never want to be the Hulk again. He takes a shot, domes him right in the fucking frontal lobe. No more Hulk, okay? No more any of that for like what 2-3 issues before he came back. But like, it's stuff like that where it's like you have superpowered individuals. You need to neutralize or like figure out a way to neutralize them. Are they helpful? Of course they are. They're super kind, but a majority of the time, they're super cool, they're super great. But you have this small, somewhat fraction of people that are like, all right, I'm a telepath, right? But even still, like, I would want someone to be like, all right, cool, I'm getting out of hand. Let's be real. Do I want to be neutralized? Of course not. I'm trying to defend myself. But it's like, if I'm being mind controlled by another person that's mind controlling me or I'm being manipulated, all right, cool. I understand their reasoning. It's in the comics, right? I despise Charles Xavier because he's a piece of shit. Jean Grey because she's a fucking manipulating asshole, all right? Because in the comics, distinctly, I remember reading one, and I was like reading through it. Apparently, they're having a group meeting about their past selves with their future selves, like Cyclops meets his past self, Angel, so on and so forth. Right? It got to the point where Jean Grey was like talking to Angel. They were all like, he was having a breakdown. He was very much like, man, what's happening? I don't know what's going on. I need a minute. Like, I need a just fucking delete, like resets him, factory resets him. It's like, what the fuck, bro? What is this shit? We gotta get rid of her, bro. Get rid of telepaths, all right? Like a majority of mutants, you should be terrified because there's one comic distinctly where it's like, oh, we want to be in peace, we want to live in harmony. Dude, you have a literal nuclear bomb, like a dude emitting so much radiation that people around him fucking dissolve and evaporate. You had to send a fucking Wolverine in there to kill him because he's too dangerous. He doesn't even want to live because it's like, would you? I understand mutants, in general, be like, oh man, yours is a gift. You should be happy to be a mutant. Dude, if I look like a chicken, I'm not happy. If I kill everyone around me because my power is like, oh, I emit so much radiation, people evaporate. I don't want that. This isn't special. It's a curse. It's a curse. All right. Cyclops, he shoots laser beams or kinetic energy, if you want to get really specific. Rogue, that's kind of shitty, but to an extent, it's pretty cool. You absorb some powers, right? You absorb life force. Kind of very fucking scary. You have Storm on here, a fucking goddess, right? Pretty much controls the weather. Those are goated powers. Not me being a fucking blob. Not me being a fucking chicken. Not me emitting so much radiation. I kill everyone around me, bro. No, bro. Man, that's my rant. Department of Damage Control did nothing wrong, bro. That's pretty much it. Mutants, man. There's only a handful that I like, okay? I'll make a full video on that. Put in your favorite mutant that you like, man. Cheers.